Greetings, family. So this is a part 2 to the one meal a day that we did yesterday. I wanted to go a little bit further into digestion and how one meal a day actually works, how it functions throughout the body, and why it's more applicable than eating 3 meals a day. The key component is what we'll put the book up again, is from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, How to Eat to Live. But the point that I want to stress is the word how. More so than what to eat to live, it says how to eat to live. How actually means in what way or manner, by what means, and it's used to ask about the condition or the quality of a thing. So the what is actually within the how. If I asked you, what type of car do you drive? You can give me that offhand. And then if I said, well, how do you drive? See, that's a little bit more important. When you go to take your test, your road test for that matter, they don't really care what car you drive. The concern is how you drive. So it's in what manner do you do a specific thing. So in terms of one meal a day, I want to just read the quote from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and then go into the base of the subject. He says, some of us eat so often and so much at a time that it actually has a tendency to make us small and skinny because we never allow time for the previous meal to digest and distribute the vitamins and proteins into the proper places and throughout our bloodstream. Now you know how you hear someone say, "Oh, I have a fast metabolism. I can eat everything, and I don't seem to gain any weight." And that's a gross misunderstanding of how the body works, how digestion works, and that can cause you to be more ill than it is a benefit. But us, not understanding this whole process is what, walks us down these roads to where, we end up at a later age having a lot of serious health conditions. The reason why one meal a day is so important is because how digestion is actually applied. So when you eat one meal a day, as the messenger said, we eat so much and so often, we never give the body time to apply the nutrition and break down the foods that we've ate and then apply that to the body. And like I said, with the, you hear people say I have a fast metabolism. One of the key things with digestion and eating proper foods is you obviously want to, as we went over yesterday, the one meal a day. So we got that down now, right? Now another thing is how you take on the food it is that you will eat for that one meal. One of the things that you want to be careful with in terms of digestion is you want to be careful with your water consumption or whatever it is that you drink, milk, tea, coffee, whatever it is that you drink with your meal. Because at a certain point, you can drink enough to push the food beyond the point of digestion. And then once you do that, the body can't extract the nutrients from the food and then apply that to the places that it needs to send those proteins and deliver those nutrients to. So the first thing in terms of digestion is the body identifies what is this. So you obviously you can't just drink windshield washer fluid. Obviously the body will have a certain reaction. If you did ingest it, you'll throw up. So that's the first thing the body does, is identify. The next thing in the mouth, you have enzymes that will break down, and bacteria that will break down food. That begins the process of what we call digestion. So children, even me too, the hard candies, you take a piece of hard candy, put it in your mouth, and then the saliva begins to break it down. That's because you have enzymes in your saliva that begins to break down the food. one of the next steps, I'm just going to go over all of the whole process, what goes on, not in any specific order. I just want you to be aware of what actually happens. So once the saliva and the bacteria begins to break that food down, that's the beginning process, along with the teeth and chewing things up. That's the beginning process of breaking down the food. Then the saliva. Then what the liver does is the liver inactivates and removes toxins and waste from the blood. Now, inactivate means that if something is or can be harmful to the body, the liver has a specific enzyme that can inactivate that, and then the body can do the necessary steps to rid itself of that. Then you have your kidneys that go into action, and they actually purify the blood and remove or produce urine. So you know how sometimes, I watched this show. I used to watch it on Netflix, Man versus Wild. I remember one episode. He drunk his urine, and I guess, if you're in that situation, I guess that would be an option. But understanding this whole process and what the kidneys are actually getting rid of, I don't think that that's a good thing that you want to drink, because it's really the removal of inactivated poisons, toxins, waste from the body. So that's not really a good thing that you want to drink. So that's what the kidneys do. And then the intestines, they are part of the process, along with the saliva, that actually breaks down food more on a gastric level, and then convert those molecules into usable form for cells. Your respiratory tract actually plays a part in digestion as well. It can, or what it does is, it can remove toxins in the form of carbonic gas. So when you exhale, this is all part of the process of the body, whatever it takes on as food, removing different types of waste and toxins to keep its the vitality and just the overall health of itself, the body, you, me. And the respiratory tract also plays a part in that. Skin, obviously, we all know that we sweat, and you secrete salts and other amino acids within the sweat, and that's all part of what we've eaten, whether it be good or bad. That's not. And I did see on an episode where they use sweat too to try to ingest. That's probably not a good thing either. And obviously the skin has thermal regulation, and that also helps the kidneys in terms of, the kidneys produce the urine, and then the skin in terms of the sweat glands. That's a real similar secretion. And the lymphatic system is actually primary when it comes to defense and purification of the bodily fluids. So just as your car, you have to make sure the windshield washer fluid is pure and clean, radiator fluid, what other, you got your brake fluid, you got all your fluids that you want to make sure, and those fluids have like filters to make sure that they're clean, so that it can function without any contaminants and any harmful chemicals or toxins, or even dust and dirt damaging the function of that specific piece of machinery. So the body is the same way, and the lymphatic system plays a big part in terms of purifying and cleaning the fluids of the body, so that the liver, the kidneys, the intestines, the respiratory tract, the skin, so that everything can function properly. So when we understand one meal a day, it's a lot bigger than just I want to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, because like I said, these things are primarily, these things are primarily just habit. And when you understand how digestion works, and everything that we just explained, you can get a better understanding that this takes time. And then the biggest part about continuously eating is you start to wear away the organs, and the base of the immune system is the intestines, it's the stomach. obviously it makes sense because all of the processes that happen are happening there, and then that applies everything to the body to keep it alive. I mean, it's really simple. If you don't eat, ultimately you'll die. So everything you eat becomes that which sustains you. So the base of the immune system is the stomach, and the way that the body keeps the organs functioning well is through the lymphatic system. And once we start to continuously eat, we push the food past the point of digestion so that the body can do or take the necessary steps to break down all the food and then apply that nutrition applicably. And then we take on too many bad foods and toxic foods, so that then causes another issue, which is or can lead to obesity. We'll try to cover that in the next video. I just wanted you to have a better understanding of 1 meal a day and digestion and how that process works, because sometimes eating 2 and 3 meals a day, snacks in between, and then we think, oh, I have a fast metabolism. Yeah, probably so. But rightfully understanding that, then you get the idea that we're actually nutritionally starved, and that's definitely not a good thing. Thank you for listening, family. Assalamu alaikum. And hope you have a wonderful weekend. Don't get into too much trouble on this Friday night. Assalamu alaikum.